ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Friday, August 14th, and your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour is brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Open text lines throughout the day. Also, we're going to hear from a few Herd players. We had a chance to catch up with them earlier this week as camp continues for the Thundering Herd. We've got soccer to get into as the Marshall women get a victory to open it up. And, of course, we had football last night. I won't get too much into it because, again, it's preseason, it's exhibition. But, yes, it was fun to at least listen to, see the highlights. The Bengals getting a win. Yes, Joe Burrow got some rhythm. You got hit early. Okay, I don't like that, but still, get it out of the way. Let's go out there and just see what you got. I don't know if I know enough about the Bengals just yet. And again, this is really just, okay, we're going to go through the rhythms here. Let's start putting it together. Let's start getting guys together. We're going up against players that, we haven't seen yet. That's the beauty of preseason. The only thing that's really good about preseason is the fact that you can go out and hit somebody else. You're not hitting the same guys over and over. Somebody that hasn't seen you, that had to actually plan for you a little bit. But again, it's preseason. But I was excited. The Bengals got the win. And, of course, we're going to have the next two preseason games on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. And, of course, we're going to have Pirates baseball throughout the rest of August for the most part. Then we're going to get right into football. I'm excited. But speaking of Pirates baseball, big win for them yesterday. Game you heard right here. And we are back at it tonight. It's going to be a earlier start. We got a 6:40 first pitch coming up between the Pirates and the Red Sox. Now, right now, we know that, for the most part, the division's not winnable for the Pirates. That's fair to say. The division is not winnable for the Pirates. You just look at where they're at. They're in the fifth and final spot in the Central, behind the Cincinnati Reds. 16 and a half games back of Milwaukee. So that is completely just out of the question. But if you look at the wild card, completely different story here. Right now, Milwaukee and Atlanta and LA, they're all locked up for the most part as the NL leaders. But the wild card race has the Cubs up 7, the Padres have a half a game advantage over the Phillies. The Diamondbacks are half game back. And the Pirates are 6 games back of the wild card right now. 6 is a lot more doable. 5.5 for the Reds, a lot more doable. But that's still a tough road for the Pirates. But it's coming down to the final month or so of baseball. Of course, postseason coming up. But the Pirates trying to make its case for getting into the postseason. I don't see it happening, but we're going to have the race for the wild card right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Okay, that is your Pirates update out of me. And again, that is coming up tonight, taking on the Red Sox. We've got it for you. 6:40 is going to be your first pitch. It's right here, ESPN 94.1. And AM 930. Reds are taking on the Marlins tonight. That's a 6:10 first pitch. 7:10, it's going to be the Nationals taking on the Mets. And the Guardians will face off against the Padres. 7:10 tonight as well. We've got a final to tell you about, and it was the Cubs getting the win over the Cardinals 3-0. There's also football to tell you about coming up tonight as well. Yeah, I know it's still preseason, but it's back. For me, football begins National Football League. It is back. Yesterday was fun. I'll say this. It was nice to have some of these games on ESPN Unlimited. And, of course, I did not have the NFL Plus package. I wasn't getting it. Bengals win 16-14. Joe Burrow's in, and then he's out, and I was completely fine with that. but still, for the most part, the Bengals looked okay. Nothing that was spectacular, but I wasn't going to be wowed. I mean, the Steelers got the win over the Packers 28-9. And again, am I supposed to be wowed by that? I mean, I'll tell you more game 2 and game 3. It was a tie. Nobody likes that, between the Patriots and the Colts. The tie is not welcome ever in football, but at least you don't go to penalties or something like that. Usually you play until someone scores. That's not feasible, especially in preseason. Colts, Patriots, 13 apiece, and then the Cardinals got the win over the Raiders 27-14. Chargers beat the Texans 27-7, and the Titans got the win over the 49ers 19-13. So what's coming up tonight? We get to see the Broncos face off against the Falcons. That one's on ESPN Unlimited. The Buccaneers and Jets tonight. That's on NFL Network. And then the Dolphins and Commanders coming up tonight at 7 o'clock. What did you like yesterday from the Bengals? Did you watch? Did you get to watch? Were you in part of the area where you actually get the Bengals on your cable system? Unfortunately, I do not. I am a DirecTV customer, and the Bengals were not available, and I did not flip over to the Steelers game. You know better. Heard about it, read about it, did not flip over to watch the Steelers game at all. I don't care if it is football. Not going to do that. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to get you caught up on everything else that's happened, and we'll take your text, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I mean, the one thing I was happy about, going back to that Bengals game for just a minute, the one thing that I was really happy about was the fact that Joe got in there, got sacked, okay, got it out of his system, just took the sack, all right. 5 of 6, 39 yards. Didn't get a touchdown. I mean, Flacco got a touchdown. He was 5 of 8. So we saw Burrow go 5 of 6. We saw Flacco go 5 of 8. We saw Josh Johnson go 10 of 19 for 84 yards. And we saw Sean Clifford. Go 1 of 3, 2 yards. So we did see Sean Clifford. We saw about under 100-yard rushing game. The Bengals, for the most part, got it done with a wide selection of wide receivers. Not the usual suspects, though. Jamar Chase, 1 reception for 16 yards. Jack Endries gets a touchdown, 3 receptions, 25 yards. But Jamar Chase, yeah, I'm good. 1 reception, 16 yards. Okay, he can catch the ball. He can go. There you have it. Still, I don't know what to tell you about this team just yet. And I really am not going to say, hey, I gleaned so much from this first preseason game. Yeah. All I know is that we saw the team rush for 97 yards, 31 carries. We saw the team get 176 yards on 21 receptions. We saw the team fumble 4 times and lose 1. And we saw this team register 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. And we also saw this team get an interception or 2. Jordan Battle got an interception for a yard, and then Russ Yeats got an interception for 14 yards. Here's where I was pretty happy. Keyshawn Williams got 73 yards, had a couple of kick returns there, so he looked good. Punt returns were all right. Not much to say there. Kicking, though, I'm happy with kicking. I can report that Evan McPherson is still Evan McPherson. 3 of 3 from the field goal line. He had a long of 56, and he made 1 extra point. He was 1 of 1. Punted for 246 yards, by the way. So special teams will probably have the care of the day early on in this situation. But I was okay with that. I was absolutely okay with the way this team looked and performed, and the fact that we got not that much of Joe Burrow. I mean, Detroit outgained the Bengals. It was 274 to 256. But again, how many times do you look at these stats and that really doesn't tell the story? This was a preseason game. 3 turnovers for Detroit. I like that. 16 first downs for Detroit, 15 for the Bengals. Penalties, 10 of 83 for the Bengals. Bengals were 7 of 18 on 3rd down. 4th down, 1 of 2. Red zone, 1 of 3. held the ball for about 33 and a half minutes, just about. Good crowd on hand, 62,795. I know you like going over all those odds and ends, but at the end of the day, the one thing that I was really happy about was the fact that Burrow looked good for what he was able to do in a limited amount of time. Flacco throws a touchdown pass. I was happy there. And Evan McPherson doing Evan McPherson things. I give Zach credit. He got his team out there. He got his starters going, a couple of series. I was good with that. First-string offensive line played 2 series. And you get the win. You get to see your first string go out there. You get just an eyeball of this is what it's going to look like. They get a taste of it. You get them back into the flow of things. I thought Detroit looked really sloppy as well, to be fair. Those turnovers, I really thought that the Lions looked good in some spots there. Defense picked it up, but Detroit looked good for a spot. 304-396-TALK is our text line, 304-396-8255. Burrow was in the game for 13 snaps. 13 snaps, and on the second play of the game, second offensive play of the game for the Bengals, it was Jamar Chase. Burrow, okay, that works. Put that back on the shelf, and we will go again next game. All right, coming up next for the Bengals, taking on Chicago. That'll be next week, August 22nd, and we'll have that game for you on our sister station, Cat Sports 93.3 and 1340. All right, let's get the text line going. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
When severe weather hits, you can count on Menards to help. Our friendly, knowledgeable team members are ready to answer your questions and to help you find what you need to clean up and rebuild. Menards has generators, chainsaws, tarps, gloves, sump pumps, roofing, siding, cleaning supplies, and much more in stock to help when you need it most. The weather can change quickly, but you can always rely on Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Shop from people that care about the bluegrass.
Fast, friendly, and ready when you are. Clark's Pump and Shop.
Hey, stop at Clark's before we hit the pool.
At Clark's Pump and Shop, we care about the community. Download the Clark's Rewards app and save on fuel, snacks, and drinks all season long.
Clark's was a great call.
Cool off at Clark's Pump and Shop.
Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Feeling ready for a change? The Women Warrior Summit returns Friday, October 23rd in Huntington, West Virginia. This year, we'll explore the power of reinvention with stories about growth, change, and beginning again. Visit WomenWarriorSummit.com to learn more.
Summer starts here. It's the Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, August 14th, it's Marshall University Night, featuring the Marshall University Thundering Herd Rally with Madhouse. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Go Mart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sit Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station, featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after-show party takes place at Jerks at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for August 21st for Cruise Avenue and August 28th with The Chase. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blanco Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kendrick Communications.
This fall, plan a getaway to West Virginia's state parks. Scenic hikes, mountain tram rides, cozy cabins, and brilliant fall color are all waiting along our country roads. Best of all, it's closer and more affordable than you think. Gather your crew and start planning now. Visit wvstateparks.com.
Serving my country required sacrifice. Sacrifice that changed my life forever. I remember the day I came home. Because of my injuries, this house wasn't right for me anymore. I remember the narrow doorways, the small bathrooms, the shelves out of reach when in my wheelchair. Every day was full of obstacles. I felt trapped. I remember a better day, the day my family received a specially adapted custom home from Homes for Our Troops. That day changed everything. Now we have a safe and accessible home to enjoy the freedom I fought for. This place, our home, is exactly what we needed to rebuild our lives.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Maya Miguel Challenge. Maya and her friends want you to know that whether you play sports, run, dance, or jump in place, it's fun to get up and play an hour each day. Take the Maya Miguel Challenge today at letsmove.go. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We continue on with your Friday edition of The Drive. Our text line brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to get you caught up in everything that's been happening on the pitch as Marshall Soccer getting the win over Moorhead. We'll get you caught up on that and look ahead to the next one that's coming up on Sunday. Should be a fun one for the Herd, taking on an old rival on the pitch. All right, I don't know. Is it an old rival? You got to go sport by sport on this thing. I know we've gone down this road before, but the biggest rival for the Thundering Herd, it's not that clear cut. And I've been doing this for a long time. For me, it's completely different than probably for you. Ohio. Marshall Soccer versus Ohio. The women taking on the Bobcats. Is that a game that everyone gets jacked up for? Or is that something that the fans look at and go, yeah, Bobcats, yes. We play them all the time. See, that's the only thing I hate about this constant conference jumping. When Marshall was in the Southern Conference, and again, I get why Marshall's not in the Southern Conference anymore, but, those days were different because, those rivalries were locked in and formed for me. Thankfully, with the Sun Belt, we've got some of those rivalries back with Appalachian State and Georgia Southern, and James Madison has done a fantastic job of stepping up to be a rival for the Thundering Herd, maybe not the rival. Yeah, I'd like to ask every fan base, where's Marshall rank in your rivalry list as far as conference foes are concerned? Because I don't know how to rank them. I almost still want to say, look, in the Sun Belt, I'm ranking App 1, Georgia State 2. I can flip that at any time. And I'm probably going to give JMU 3. The heat with Southern Miss is probably dropped off a little bit since Coach Huff left there, so there's really not that much heat there. And again, the conference could have done the funniest thing ever by scheduling Marshall and Southern Miss last season. It would have been the funniest thing ever done by the schedule makers in this league. But the complete opposite happened. The two teams never met, and I thought it was an opportunity completely lost. But Thundering Herd Soccer getting the victory against Moorhead State, now getting ready for the Bobcats. Thundering Herd football team getting ready for, of course, the road opener, taking on Penn State. And we've got a few things that we haven't had a chance to get to this week. Let's do that now since we've got the time. And we'll keep that text line open, 304-396-TALK. First up, again, we're about 6, 7, 8, 9 days into this process now. And first up, we've got Owen Sweeney. Quick backstory here, wide receiver transfer from VMI. That was a school that was a long time ago a rival for me for the Thundering Herd. I guess all the Virginia schools can qualify as potential rivalry material, but VMI, Marshall, I mean, for me, that was a thing in the Southern Conference, but now Owen Sweeney, part of the Herd, and here's what he had to say about the last few days of camp getting to this point.
It's really nice having 105 guys that want to go out and practice, that are enjoying practice and are getting better day in and day out. So I think that kind of just increases the team morale, and it overall just sets higher expectations of the team. Everyone has the same team goal, and that's to win a Sun Belt championship. So
Tyler was asking Zay about the depth in the room. You guys have a bunch of different talent and a bunch of different kinds of receivers. I know that helps everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean 100%. I mean, we have our room super deep. We have guys of every single archetype or build. I mean, we have me. I mean, I'm 6'4". We got Zay. I mean, he's the fastest guy on the team, and he's 5'10" maybe. And we just have a bunch of guys that can do that have different assets and different play styles. And I think that'll help us a lot in this offense.
Does that make you want to obviously prove yourself even on a quicker basis when you get out here? Because you got to take advantage when you get your turn, right?
Oh, 100%. I've been taking advantage of every rep I've gotten. Everyone's taking advantage of the reps, and it's a really good battle between the offense for who's going to get the starting job, who's going to prove themselves the most, who's going to make the most plays, and it just pushes yourself more to work harder and just play better.
Talked in the spring a little bit about just the transition, just how comfortable have you gotten since then, and just what have you been working on?
Oh, it's been great. Huntington's been great to me the past 8 months now. It's crazy to say that. I mean, I've met a lot of good guys here, the whole team. I mean, honestly, I know everyone on the whole team, so that's a plus because that's what I'm used to. I'm old school. So just building the chemistry with everyone on the team, it just really makes it builds a really comfortable atmosphere.
Oh, a little quicker pace because camp is kind of shorter this year, and then September 5th is not that far away.
Yes, sir.
Feel a little sense of urgency about it?
Oh, I'm 100%. We have a shorter camp, right? So, I mean, we have to get a lot of plays in a short amount of time. But, I mean, all summer we've been installing plays. We've been running them as an offense, just installing every single day of the week. So, I mean, I think we're prepared, and I think we'll be ready.
Is it exciting to kind of get into a scrimmage and everything this week to kind of showcase the development you guys have had and everything?
100%. Everyone's been working really hard, and I think everyone's ready to prove that in a scrimmage-style practice.
That's Owen Sweeney. You heard what he said. Hey, look, I'm 6'4". Zay, the biggest obstacle for a lot of defenses because he's going to be the fastest guy out there. That's a strong possibility. We caught up as well with Zay Bradshaw from our media availability a couple of days ago. Same concept here, just basically what's been going on these last few days, how's things coming together as you get deeper into camp. Here's what Zay had to say about the process and everything going on during these first couple of weeks.
I was able to, break behind the defense yesterday and low scrambled out. He see me over the back behind all the defense. He layered over the ball to me. I was able to give me a stride, which I love all the time, and I was able to take it into end zone for my second touchdown of the day.
How much more comfortable are you getting on the receiving end, also with the return game that you have? Just more comfortable for you?
Yes, sir. Honestly, I think this whole team's got a whole lot more comfortable. Even, I think myself, honestly, I think coming in from, Virginia Tech last year, it was a big role that I wanted to put on myself was get a whole lot more comfortable, with a new team. And doing that, being that we're moved on from last year and we're here now, I feel like this whole staff, this new team, I feel like it's a whole new group of guys and we're a whole lot more comfortable and we want to be here for each other.
What's maybe the biggest step you've seen? Obviously a lot of people saw in the spring what you're capable of. What have you done since then to now that you're proud of? Yeah.
I think this whole summer, honestly, I really depended on gaining weight and lifting, honestly. These past few off seasons and stuff like that, I went strictly field work and working on my speed and stuff like that. But, with running and lifting this summer, I was able to, do speed work and maintain that speed while also fully working on getting stronger for the off season.
It all points to September 5th. I know that's a few practices away, but you got to be jazzed up for that opener, huh?
I can't wait, honestly. It's going to be a great environment, and I can't wait to take the field with my boys.
I ask you about just generally what you think about, the different skill sets you guys have at receiver this year and just how exciting it is to have so much depth, it seems like, for
honestly,
you guys.
I think it's great. I think we have a bunch of different guys we can put in the inside, we can put in the outside, we can motion inside to outside, we can motion outside to inside. I think we got a lot of guys, we got a lot of speed, we got tall guys, short guys, sort of taller, faster guys, taller, slower guys, shorter, faster guys, shorter, slower guys. We got everything you want, and it's great to have that in the receiver room because it's able to be, you can count on whatever.
Is it exciting for you to get some preseason recognition and everything? I'm sure it's a big motivator for you,
Yes,
whether
sir.
it be on returns or anything else. Yeah.
You know, my first time being in college, it's my first time, actually getting some, recognition from the coming year. But, I try not to, put it all in my head too much because I know what I still got to do.
Absolutely. It's nice to be recognized, but at the same time, it's preseason. It's pretty much a look at this guy. He's going to be one to watch. We acknowledge he's got a lot of potential. It's those postseason awards you want. It's, of course, those championships you want as well. And you get on those lists when you win those postseason championships. You get those conference titles. You get those bowl wins. You get on those postseason lists. We've got a couple more to get to, and we're going to hear from you as well. Our text line 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Welcome to your Friday edition of The Drive, kicking your weekend off here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
More West Virginians across the state are reaching for Kerber Beer Company than ever before, making it one of the fastest growing breweries in the Mountain State. And you don't have to travel far to find out why. It's right in the village of Barbersville on Brady Street. And now, Kerber is in cans. Kerber Light Lager and more, ready to grab from the brewery or local retailers. And if your favorite bar, restaurant, or retailer doesn't have it yet, ask for it. Kerber Beer Company, Barbersville, West Virginia, from our village to your glass.
When severe weather hits, you can count on Menards to help. Our friendly, knowledgeable team members are ready to answer your questions and to help you find what you need to clean up and rebuild. Menards has generators, chainsaws, tarps, gloves, sump pumps, roofing, siding, cleaning supplies, and much more in stock to help when you need it most. The weather can change quickly, but you can always rely on Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Summer is here, and that means more motorcyclists enjoying West Virginia's country roads. When we're on the road, it's everyone's responsibility to keep each other safe. So, give motorcycles a full lane width. Check your blind spots and use your blinker when changing lanes. And allow more follow distance behind motorcycles because it takes them longer to stop. These simple rules will help keep everyone safe on the road. Share the road with motorcycles. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
Working Man Store in Huntington. Check out the biggest inventory of scrubs in West Virginia, featuring brands such as Healing Hands, Cherokee, and Meg Couture at the best price. Working Man Store has one of the largest selections of big and tall shirts, jackets, and jeans in the area. Working Man Store is the king of blue jeans with Levi's, Dickies, Carhartt, Lee, Area, and Wranglers in sizes up to 72. And Working Man Store has the best selection of men's work boots and casual shoes anywhere at the best price. Working Man Store, open every day, 140 5th Avenue, Huntington.
Oh, hi. Do you know what this is the sound of? It's the sound of me getting rewarded for doing my part to prevent wildfires. See, right now I'm getting a big, remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. And now we're shaking. Okay. First, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. Hey, Smokey, let me down for just a second. I need to make sure everyone can hear this. There we go. Then, when we were packing up to leave, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, and then made sure to feel it if it was cold. Oh, Smokey Bear really loves it when you do that, don't you, Smokey? Oh, he lets his hugs do the talking. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I liked things to always be the same. Anything new or different would scare and upset me. I was very sensitive to lights and sounds. It was almost like I had bigger eyes and ears than everyone else. So I built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. I didn't like looking people in the eye. It made me feel uncomfortable. I'd throw big tantrums over little things like when my socks didn't match. Sometimes I do the same things over and over. Until one day, I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
You can see signs of autism in children as young as 18 months. Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dave Wilson, host of Metro News Talk Line, and you're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
We continue with your Friday edition of The Drive. Our text line brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Getting closer to, of course, the start of football season, and we're catching up with a few players from camp. The next one is an interesting one. We have got Cooper Hembach, and for those of you that know Cooper, he's a punter. He's out of Wheelersburg, and I always love seeing that the hometown kid, the local product, it doesn't matter if it's Huntington or the immediate tri-state area or a little bit outward. At the same time, everyone in sort of a circle, I consider a hometown kid, someone who has an opportunity. I mean, if your family can get in the car and just drive to watch your game and it's not that much of a hardship, you're pretty local. And so here is Marshall punter Cooper Hembach, and we go with, again, the theme of you're getting through camp these last few days. What does that mean? How's everybody working together? And, of course, being sort of a hometown kid, that has a little bit of an extra oomph to this as well.
It's definitely been a learning curve. Like getting here early, graduating early was a huge step. I mean, I had a solid spring, but I learned a lot, grew up quick, and I've had a great fall so far, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm heading in the right direction for the season, and I can't wait and think it's gonna be a big year for me.
Kind of did it all at Wheelersburg. Obviously, the college level is different. Punting right now, kickoffs. That's still a busy enough schedule for you.
Yeah. I was blessed to have me and Coach Woodward and everyone at Wheelersburg. Had a great season. I did all three aspects. I did great. I really appreciate my coaches for believing in me and everything. And here, getting to do these roles super early is, huge. And I've really put in the work for this. And just a lot of training, a lot of work for this, and to be here is something special. And I want to stay here all my years, and I love it here, and it's gonna be a good year.
I asked you just how that versatility you have helps you progress. As you get into it, that's kind of an advantage for you, I'm sure. Coming into it.
I definitely worked like that a lot when I was young. Coaches want someone that could do it all, and I definitely would pride myself in being versatile, and I can do all three pretty well: field goals, kickoffs, and punts. It's been great, and I'm going to continue being consistent and versatile. And as of now, I have two of the jobs, and I'm super excited for everything. And this season's going to be great.
I asked you generally about, obviously the talk about it is everybody being new to it and everything, but just what kind of progression have you seen from the group as a whole, for
the
you?
Specialist group?
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the winter, watching videos from the winter to now, we've made leaps. Like after workouts, we get operations with everyone, and personally myself, I've gotten so much stronger since being here, and Deej and all the strength guys have really got us right, and I see it translating on the field right now, especially with my kickoffs and punts, just those bigger hits that I've had. We put in the work, and we've done a lot of extra stuff, and we work together. We're a good group. We're good outside. We all have good chemistry. We've really been putting in the work, so it's going to pay off.
I think that's important. And by the way, did you hear all that background sound? Tyler Kennett has been really good over the last year and a half. He helps me out immensely. So first of all, I want to thank him from HD Media. He has definitely been a tremendous friend to me, professionally and personally. And he was like, hey, you might want to screen that. You might want to check that out because there was some stuff going on in the background. I'm like, no, bring that on. I want to hear that noise. I want to feel like I'm there. I mean, that's the strength of what we do in radio. I want to hear that. I hate it when I listen to play-by-play, just to go off on a side note here. I hate it when I listen to play-by-play and I don't hear what's happening in the crowd. I don't hear the crowd excitement. I don't hear any of that. I mean, especially on a high school football Friday night, if I'm not hearing the cowbells, the noisemakers, I'm not hearing the crowd, I'm sitting there going, where you're in a booth and you're just in a phone booth by yourself or something. It's terrible. So I love that. So when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, we got to keep that in. I can't filter that out. We got one more from media availability, and that's Kenyatta Harge, defensive lineman from UK. What's his thoughts as we are now about a week and a half, 2 weeks into this process, and hopefully things are working out well from him, but let's get his thoughts as he was peppered with the questions.
We're always bringing energy. The first couple of days were a little bit rough. We got to get used to camp, but as soon as we got in, offense and defense, we all brought energy. We bring it day in, day out. Coaches help out with that, but, it starts in Indy, and we've been really doing that and bringing the energy as a D-line as well, and it trickles.
Yeah. Do you feel like you got to have a little more sense of urgency because camp is shorter this year? I mean, school starts, Monday?
Yes,
so
sir.
you guys kind of accelerate the pace a little bit?
Yes, sir, for sure. 12-day camp and then constantly hitting things, getting things in and out, getting ready for games, picking up stuff. There's stuff you gotta do something bad and then relearn the next day and correct it because you can't go one day with the same thing mistake. But I know everybody's learning fast and it's just one step at a time.
Yeah. Going against Tariq and Jalen and those guys, I mean, that kind of sharpens you too, right?
Yes, sir.
When you go against those guys?
Oh, absolutely. Like, we have a great O-line. Those guys block well. They pass that well. They're long. I mean, and they communicate very, very well. So you have to be really technically sound to be able to defeat those guys.
How's the room looking for you guys, just in general? What have you seen maybe spring to fall, the progression on the line and everything?
For the D-line, we've been a little bit short in the spring, but all the younger guys stepped up. I'm really proud of the room right now where it's at. The younger guys are getting there. They're making plays now. They're communicating. They're doing stuff they weren't doing in the spring, and that's just making us better as a whole.
Kind of like a variance of different skills that you guys have up front. You have the bigger guys, but then you have some skilled players that can kind of get around a little bit more for you guys. Just what have you seen out of the depth that you guys have so far?
It's been really good. We're all learning off of each other. I'm a bigger guy, but I'm learning off of Tiny. Mm-hmm. Tiny's learning off of me. I'm learning off of B-Ward. B-Ward's learning off of Tiny. Tiny's learning off of Cam. We're all teaching each other things that made ourselves successful, and we're all starting to develop that as well.
It all points to that opener at Happy Valley. I mean, I know you don't want to think too far ahead, but that's going to be here pretty soon. Huh?
Yes, sir. It is. I'm excited for it. It's a big game. I know the guys are ready for it. I know I'm ready for it. And just excited.
I'm ready for it as well. Thundering Herd going to Happy Valley, get that opener going in the start of football season. We're going to be in a new location this year for our pregame to kick things off. We're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings at the Huntington Mall. I don't think I've talked too much about that just yet. We get more of the details, but that's where we're going to be every road game. We're going to be up at Buffalo Wild Wings to get you started. It's going to be a great place for you to go watch the game, or if you're going to get takeout, take it home and have your watch party at where you're at. That's going to be the place to be, Buffalo Wild Wings, Huntington Mall. That's where I'm going to be to kick things off when we get ready for the start of football season. As a Herd looking to take on Penn State and maybe come out of Happy Valley with a win. Our text line, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Big news, Cabell County. King's Tire Service is now open on Route 60 in Ona, across from Cabell Midland. For more than 55 years, we've been serving West Virginia with automotive excellence you can trust. We do more than just sell tires. Our ASE certified technicians are ready to handle all your repairs. From your daily driver to the heavy-duty demands on the job, our philosophy at King's is simple. We never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give you more than you expect. Stop by our brand new Ona location today, or visit us at kingtireservice.com.
Looking for more than just a job? Build a career with C.J. Hughes Construction in Huntington, West Virginia. For more than 80 years, C.J. Hughes has been building the infrastructure that keeps our communities moving, and now they're looking for great people to join the team. They're hiring CDL dump truck drivers, Class A starting at $26.50 an hour and Class B at $23.50. 50. They also have openings for heavy equipment operators, laborers, servicemen, and fusion professionals, pipe layers, and flaggers with competitive pay based on your position and experience. If you're reliable, have a strong work ethic, a valid driver's license, can pass a pre-employment drug screen, have a clean background, and are willing to travel, they want to hear from you. Enjoy competitive pay, medical, dental, and vision insurance, a company match 401k, paid vacation, and opportunities to grow your career. Apply today at cjhughes.com or call 304-522-3868. That's cjhughes.com or 304-522-3868. CJ Hughes Construction, safety, quality, production. Summer starts here. It's the Moses Auto Mall of Huntington 9th Street Live every Friday night in Huntington. Presented by Michelob Ultra, White Claw, Big Timber, and Country Boy Brewing. Friday, August 14th, it's Marshall University Night, featuring the Marshall University Thundering Herd Rally with Madhouse. The Little Caesars Kids Zone is back, and Go Mart Happy Hour starts at 5. Enjoy 9th Street libations from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe, Sit Downtown Brasserie, and Summit Beer Station, featuring Tito's, Milagro Tequila, Rebel Bourbon, High Noon, and Lucky One. The after-show party takes place at Jerks at Pullman Square. Mark your calendar for August 21st for Cruise Avenue and August 28th with The Chase. Sponsored by Wendy's, Huntington Beverage Center, Sods, Apex Tech, The Great Outdoors Marine, Village Caregiving, Thoroughbred Express Wash, the City of Huntington, Marshall University, Blanco Glass Company, Marshall Health Network Arena, and Kendrick Communications.
Our Kendrick Communications family of stations reminds you of the need for blood donations to the Red Cross. Blood is always needed. It may save your life or the life of a loved one. This reminder is brought to you in part by
Dave & Sons, your place for American-made attachments for your skid steers and excavators. Located in Benton, Ohio. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington. Over 40 TVs, hot wings, cold beer, and great daily specials. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
Hey, you hungry for a win? There's always something good at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Kick off your week on Tuesday with our double play. Pick two of your favorite pasta and pizza combos for the price of one. Get over the hump with Bangin' Wednesday and score $3 off the Hall of Fame Cafe's famous Bang Bang Shrimp. Thursday, it's Buds and Boneless Singo Bingo. Take the mic on Saturday for karaoke night. Wrap it all up with Sunday specials. It's all good all week and only at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe.
Back to school shopping just got a whole lot sweeter thanks to Cart Cash Rewards at Food Fair. Stock up on lunchbox favorites, snacks, and school morning essentials, and unlock digital coupons you won't find anywhere else. Enter your number at checkout and Food Fair will search your basket for coupons. Just tap and save. Perfect timing to make this school year easier on your wallet. Text CART to 87573 and start saving at Food Fair today.
Listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Final segment for today's edition of Your Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. If you're able and available, our text line is open for you. I know a lot of you are heading to 9th Street Live tonight. We got the Thundering Herd rally going on 9th Street, downtown Huntington. So if you are able to get out and see the herd, it's going to be a great time tonight. Madhouse is performing. Looking forward to hearing them on the stage one last time. Yeah, I don't know when those guys are going to get back together again. So if you haven't seen Madhouse in a while, this is probably going to be a rare performance from them. And of course, Madhouse has been performing years for us at Dog Dazzle. Former, he's still a friend of the show, former employee of ours, Randy Johnson, the front man from Madhouse. He's also the voice of this radio show. And as soon as I can save up some cash, I will get some new stuff cut from him because, man, he don't come cheap. But Madhouse performing tonight. Thundering Herd Rally is going to be going on. We've got the Thundering Herd Band. A lot of activity that's happening now at 9th Street Live. Hope you're able to get out and see the Thundering Herd on 9th Street. And, of course, I hope you're able to get to your phone. If you're driving, don't. If you're not driving, hand the phone over to somebody else. Let them do the text. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. As we mentioned earlier, soccer getting the win, opening up the season against Morehead State, and the Herd getting that win. It was a 3-1 victory. Interesting situation here. I don't know if you remember. We got to go back just a little bit. If you follow women's soccer, you pretty much already knew the deal. But Rafa wasn't coaching. He wasn't on the sidelines. He got a red card against ULM in the last game of the season. So he had to sit out yesterday. So he wasn't on the sideline. So he gets to actually open it up against the Bobcats, or at least his portion of the season begins. And so he will take on the Bobcats, which it makes perfect sense. He was an assistant there as well. So that might add a little fuel to this fire for Marshall Soccer. We've got a team with 15 newcomers on the roster, trying to figure out, who are some of the new faces. Off to a good start, however. We'll take it. Bobcats got a victory over UIC 2-1. So the Bobcats coming in to take on the Thundering Herd. That'll be at Hoops Family Field. 7 o'clock Sunday evening. For those of you who have an opportunity to go, I think you should go support the Thundering Herd. Also, a little bit of a business matter here for the Thundering Herd. Marshall has secured its first ever on-field logo sponsorship at Hoops Family Field. This is with Comfort Maker, and this is where Thundering Herd Sports Properties starts to work and get in there. And this is probably a good place to start putting logos on the field. So the logo has been added to each side of the field. It's a first on-field logo for a soccer field in Marshall and, of course, Sunbelt history. So this is some new ground being broken. And if you look at what the potential here is, if you can open a few more things up and get some more partnerships going, anything that's open and available is going to happen. And let me preface this by saying we've had these conversations before where I have fielded the complaints, and I'm not bringing them up just out of spite, or I'm not trying to stir anything up, but yeah, I know this is where it's going to start. We've had a lot of conversations in the past, too many commercials being played at the football stadium, on the scoreboard, too many commercials, starting to look like NASCAR in certain spots with advertisements all over. And I've reminded a few folks, hey, the video board at one point was not paid for by Marshall. It was paid by outside parties, and the whole point of the boards were to make money and enhance your game day experience as well. But they're there to make money for programs the size of Marshall University. And something else to keep in mind, you look at where Marshall's at right now as far as college football is concerned, or at least according to ESPN. I don't know if you get into these lists, the 20 tiers that ESPN ranked all 138 teams. Marshall falls pretty far down the list. Not that far. Not in Tier 14, which are the group of 6 contenders from ESPN. The Tier 15 is if Indiana can do it. Marshall lands in Tier number 16. You could make a case. However, in the ESPN story, not a single note on Marshall in this story. I thought it odd that you mention the Thundering Herd, you link to them, and then you don't have anything. It's as if, even in Tier 17, you had a little bit more of a note than you did on Tier 16 ESPN. What are we doing here? Unfortunately, if you're App State, you're in the Tier 18 list of Are We Having Fun Yet? I don't know. I don't know if I'm in on this. WVU is in the waiting for basketball tier. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, right now, if you're a WVU fan, you're hoping football is good, and you're probably more likely understanding that basketball is probably where all the fun's going to be really had. That's going to do it for this edition. Thank you for being a part of it. I will be back with you on Monday, and we will do it all over again. You can always be a part of the program. You can find me on X at Paul Swann. Also, you can download the podcast. That's available at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll be back with you Monday.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.